All right, guys, here we go.
Thanks, brother.
Welcome to the 2022 Mag 7 Off-Road Racing Series, Sandy Clam GP. Goose Bay, Oregon. I think that little guy wishing me good luck got me out of the gate. First place. That's what I want to see. Everything is going exactly as I planned it so far this year. Nice. And then I decided to take a nap. So that was not a part of the plan. We come into this section, and I'm not really sure what's going on here. But I'm getting past a whole bunch of times.
Calm down.
Yeah, time to calm down, I think. Just take a breather, settle in a little bit. Get your heart rate settled. Get warmed up and start riding your dirt bike like you know how to ride. Not really sure what position I'm in at this point, but I'm back there a ways. But it's early in the race. This is an hour and a half race, so there's plenty of time to make some moves. Not really sure who this is in front of me. Riding pretty good. I'm comfortable with his pace for the first lap, so just kind of keep it chill. Check out some lines. So the off-road racing format, if you're unaware of, it's a 90-minute race. Get as many laps in as you can, as fast as you can, basically. 40 amateur class, we all started on the same row. 17 guys in a class today, that's a pretty good sized class for 40 amateurs. Goose Riders Association prepped the track or course, did an excellent job on it. I don't know how they do it, but they water like 75% of the course, I feel. So really minimal amount of dust. Still get some, but yeah, they do a great job. A couple sections got lots of water, and the ruts got pretty deep, and it was, got a little treacherous later in the race, but we all just do the best we can, right? For this video, I'm just going to show laps 1 and 2. Try to keep the videos from being too long. I'll probably show laps 3 and 4 on the next video, and maybe 5 and 6 on the last video. I got a total of 8 laps in today. The guy who won ended up getting a full 9 laps in, which was pretty impressive. I barely survived this one. I've never done very well here. I think I really wanted to podium here. There's some rumors floating around that this may be the last time we race here at Sandy Clam Riley Ranch. Anyhow, we'll see how that all plays out the next year or so, I guess. But it's a fun event. It's the only sand track that we've got. It's just a good time. Like I said, I've never really done well here, and I think I wanted to. Overrode it a little bit today. Pushed it a little too hard. Spent too much time on the ground. Just made too many mistakes. Ended up 5th overall in 40 amateur class. Not what I wanted, but I'll take it. That's my goal for every round this year, is to try to be in the top 5. And there's some fast guys in this class, so that's not going to be an easy task. guy makes a little mistake here, and I'm able to get by him. And another mistake from this guy, able to squeak by him. Trying to be calm, trying to be patient, but I know that the leaders are getting away from me. Here's some of that dust. Not too bad though. Come up on a group of guys here, able to get a couple of passes in. Shout out to this guy right here. This is Norm Day. He's our overall winner in the 40M class today. He was flying. Able to get past him. Make my way past this gentleman. Try to keep moving forward. Yeah, congratulations, Norm. I don't know if this is your first win in the series, but man, it couldn't happen to a better guy. I always like seeing Norm at the races. He doesn't race every round, but he's always helping out with sweeping or doing something at many of the rounds. So. Yeah, he rode good today. Glad he got his win. Riding pretty good right now. I feel pretty comfortable. Coming into this section, I know this is a long section, a really whooped out area, and it can be treacherous. Got another guy down here. We'll get a pass there, luckily. I feel like this area was softer than it normally is too, so it was pretty tough. You'd lose a lot of momentum through this section every time you'd fall on one of these big holes. But I tell you, my NV2 suspension is just soaking it up. It's working great. I got to thank Derek. He helped me out this weekend. Let me swapped in an air cartridge in the fork because I've been having some trouble with one end of the bike or another, and we're trying to figure that out. But yeah, the bike suspension-wise worked great today. When I first got out on the track, I thought the rear suspension might be a little stiffer than I wanted it, but it actually ended up being perfect. I was really able to charge hard early, and the bike just soaked everything up. The shock definitely worked better than the fork. I think I'm gonna have to make some more adjustments to the fork. Just basically let Derek have it, make it work better. But yeah, thanks to Derek for all his help on my suspension woes. Catch up to another group of guys here. Not sure who's in my class at this point, who's not in my class. I'm just trying to pass people. It's early in the race, so I'm feeling really good. Just trying to make some clean passes. This guy's in my class. He ends up, I think he got 3rd or 4th on that older CRQ50. I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, he was riding really well too. I see. I watched all the videos from the GoPro. He's in a lot of the shots. We traded positions for quite a while through the race, and he ends up besting me in this one. But still, this is such a fun event. I always leave here completely exhausted. The sand just has a way of kind of sucking the life out of you, so to speak. It's not often that I just want the race to be over, but it seems like every year at this one, I just want it to be over on the last couple of laps. So that just goes to show you I'm not hitting my fitness goals, that's for sure. But yeah, by the end of this one, I was wiped out.
$523. $523F.
Yeah, so you'll hear me shout that out every time I go past the scores, I guess. Ended up being two 523s in this class. So I ended up putting an X on my bike, just with black electrical tape. And I really wanted to make sure I got scored, so I'm sure that they had no idea what I was saying and thought I was probably crazy, but I just wanted to make sure, do what I could to try to make sure I got scored. This guy ends up in the bushes here, making for an easy pass. I don't think he got hurt at all. I think he was fine. That was kind of a tricky section. You'd think you could go into it pretty fast, but if you did, you'd end up in the bushes. This section was always fun. I always felt like I could make up a little time right here. At least for the first couple laps before I got tired, I felt like I could charge through there. Just pin it and send it. But you see, this has all been watered. I don't know how they do it. I don't know how they get equipment back here to water it, but the organizers of this event do a great job prepping this course. It's a pretty short course. I guess that's the only unfortunate part. Because it's so short, you get a lot of tires on it. And, you know, I think everybody in the 40 amp class other than the winner got 8 laps in today. And so 8 or 9 laps is pretty typical for what most of the classes were doing. And that's a lot of wear on the track. So by the end of the race, some of these areas that were watered heavily got really rutted out. Just became problematic to get through. Not sure what's going on here, but I make a couple passes here. I think the dust probably had a factor in that one. I think by the end of lap 1 I was back into a top 3 spot. I can't remember for sure. I'd have to look at the results. But and kind of spent some time there in second or third. But by the end of the race, I didn't have anything to really go. I just didn't have enough left in the tank to push. So I ended up getting 5th overall in the 40 amp class. Like I said, I was a little disappointed in that, but I'll take a top 5. The single track in here is it's pretty fun, but it's really hard to pass in any of this stuff, so you're just kind of waiting until you get an opening. Try not to force anything or get too aggressive with anybody. Most guys are really good about giving you room and pulling over where they can, but you know, I don't expect anybody to stop in the single track and pull off in the bushes to let me by. This guy does a good job trying to let me by, and I get hung up in the mud a little bit. Still able to squeeze by. This little tight section here, a lot of people had some issues in here. It was challenging, especially the more laps you put in. You know, the more fatigue you get, the harder it is to make all the best decisions all the time. At least for me. So it's easy to get a little lazy or tired and put a wheel where you don't want it. Cost you time, slow you down. a false neutral there. That doesn't happen very often. No big deal. Catch another group of guys. This guy pulled over and left his wide, which is nice. Again, that's the best way to do it. If somebody catches you, proper etiquette is to just kind of let them have it. They're obviously going faster. So I'm not jumping anything on the track for the most part, but I'm still pretty fast once I get my wheels on the ground. I'm able to make a couple passes there. I don't think they were in the 40 amp class. They were probably 30 amp, but still just trying to move forward. And the suspension on the bike is working really good. Especially through the rollers. You could just, I don't know, it just absorbed everything. No weird kicks or anything. I knew what it was going to do and felt really confident, especially in the rear shock. Try the outside here. It's definitely not the fastest line, but it's kind of a fun line. Shout out to Mr. Hayes right there, cheering me on. He chose not to race today. He's still recovering from a little injury he had. Hope to see him at Shed. All these shadows in the dark wet dirt, it makes it really tough later in the race. There gets to be some ruts in here, not real bad, but you know the GoPro doesn't show it very well, but you know these are some deep whoops. And they're pretty tough to figure out where to put your wheels, especially when you can't see with the shadows. It's pretty crazy. I mean, the suspension was just, it was phenomenal. Going to the right here looked like the right line coming into it, but you never wanted to stay over on the right because there were guys stuck in that rut just about every lap. But anyhow, I think that's all I got for this one. Until the next video, I'm out.